Hi everyone! Today we're going to be talking about Carmen's choices and how Carmen is curious. But before we begin our new lesson, what did we talk about last time? We talked about how to listen and how to be a good friend, right? What are those healthy friendship qualities that we want in a friend? We want our friends to be kind, right? We want them to be fun and honest. We want them to encourage us, right? And as far as listening goes, we want to make sure we're listening to our friends, right? We want to pay attention so we're fully understanding them. So let's go ahead and get into our new lesson. Hi everybody! I'm usually a cool cat, but today I'm having a very uncool day. I feel like a fool cat because I have made some foolish choices. Last night I stayed up past my bedtime. I slept late this morning. I got up too late to eat breakfast. Now I'm hungry because I didn't eat breakfast and grouchy because I didn't get enough sleep. Carmen, it sounds like you made some foolish choices. It's a good thing that you came to our class today because that's what we're going to be learning about, how to make good choices. So let's have a seat, Carmen, and let's listen about today's lesson. Okay, Miss Sarah. Okay, so what's another word for choices? Decisions, right? That's another word. Okay, we make decisions every day. When we make decisions, we should stop and think. So let's go ahead and sing along with the Stop and Think song to help us remember the way to make good decisions when we have a decision to make. Some of you may have learned the song last year. Some of you might have not. This is new curriculum, so I don't think any of you guys will know this song. So in the chorus, when you sing stop, I want you to hold your hand out, extend it out like you're going to give somebody a high five. Okay? And then when we say think, I want you to tap your head like you're thinking, okay? When we say link, I want you to link your two index fingers together here, your pointer fingers, okay? Then when we say time, I want you to point like you have a watch, like you're looking at a watch, okay? And then when we say mind, I want you to hold both of your hands on your head, okay? Like you're touching your head. So let's go ahead and listen to the Stop and Think song. But these are the movements, remember? Stop, think, link, okay? Time, mind, okay? So when you hear those words, let's go ahead and do those movements. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. It's the Stop and Think song, okay? And Carmen's going to join us.
I faced with some kids who try to act real cool. They say, come on, it's fun. You'll like it if you try. But they're doing stuff that they shouldn't do, and they're bugging me to do it too. So when I feel like I'm gonna sing, I stop and think. Stop and think. That's the important link. For giving yourself some time before you make up your mind. Stop and think. When you're teetering on the brink, it will help you make a good choice if you'll stop and think. Stop and think. That's the important link. For giving yourself some time before you make up your mind. Stop and think. When you're teetering on the brink, it will help you make a good choice if you'll stop and think. It will help you make a good choice if you'll stop and think.
Okay, so now that we have learned the stop and think song, I want you guys to remember that when you make decisions, right? When you make those choices, okay? Let's stop and think. So now I'm going to tell you about some situations that might have happened to Carmen. You can help her make a good decision about each situation. So let's go ahead and get into that. Okay, before we talk about this word curious, let's go ahead and go through some things that have happened to Carmen, and let's help her make a good decision about each situation. So I'm going to read a few different scenarios here to you, and then we're going to stop and think and help Carmen figure out what to do. Okay? So, Carmen was playing on the playground. She found a bag with white powder in it. I wonder what this is. Like most cats, Carmen is very curious. What does curious mean? Curious means wanting to find out about something. You want more information. So let's stop, okay? Carmen should stop and then think, okay? The powder might be a dangerous drug. Now Carmen should make a good decision. What should she do? Well, Carmen should tell the teacher about the baggie, right? Should she pick it up? No, she should not pick it up because it could be dangerous and she could have an allergic reaction. You don't know what you're touching, okay? So the best thing to do is to tell the teacher, tell an adult. All right, let's go through a few more here. Tempted to taste trouble. That's the title of this situation. Carmen was playing with her friend Carlos at his apartment. He found an open can that had some beer in it. Carlos said, "Hey Carmen, want to taste this beer?" So let's stop and think. Carmen should think about this. Beer is not safe or healthy for children or cats to drink. It is against the law for children to drink beer. Now Carmen should make a good decision. Okay, should Carmen taste the beer? No. Beer has alcohol in it. Alcohol is not good for children. Carmen should say no. All right. The next one here, a sticky situation. Carmen's cousin Bobby was putting together a modeled airplane. The room was hot and stuffy. Carmen came in to watch her cousin, but the smell of glue made her dizzy. Carmen should stop. Carmen should think. Strong chemicals are not safe or healthy for children or cats. They're not healthy at all. Strong chemicals can make us sick. So now Carmen needs to make a good decision. What should Carmen do? She should leave the room, right? So she's not breathing in all those strong chemicals. Smelling glue can make you sick. It is not safe to use glue in a small closed place. You need plenty of air when you work with glue. Carmen should tell her cousin to open a window or finish making the airplane outside. Next situation. What about wine coolers? Carmen and her friend Sonia were at Sonia's house one day when their mother was at work. Sonia's big sister Kit looked in the refrigerator for a snack and saw a wine cooler. "This looks good," she said. "Want some?" Carmen should stop and think. Wine coolers are not safe or healthy for children or cats to drink. It is against the law for children to drink wine coolers. They have alcohol in them, okay? So now Carmen's going to make a good decision. What do you think Carmen should do? Yeah, she should drink juice or water, something else, something healthy for her, right? Carmen and Sonia should tell Kit that wine coolers have a drug called alcohol in them. Alcohol is not safe for cats or children to drink. Carmen should not drink the wine cooler. Okay. Tobacco trouble. Carmen and her friend Jimmy saw a cigarette on the sidewalk. It was still burning. "Someone must have dropped this," said Jimmy. "I wonder what cigarettes taste like. Don't you, Carmen?" Carmen should stop and think. Cigarettes are not safe or healthy. It's against the law for children to smoke cigarettes. Cigarettes can start fires. Okay, what do you think Carmen should do? Carmen should not smoke the cigarette. Carmen should tell Jimmy that cigarettes have a drug in them. Cigarettes are very bad for children and cats. Okay. The next one. Carmen and her friend Lee were playing catch in a vacant lot in their neighborhood. Carmen dropped the ball and stooped to pick it up. She saw a needle lying in the grass. Carmen said, "Look at this, Lee. It's a needle like they use at the doctor's office. What should we do with it?" Lee said, "I'm tired of playing catch. Let's pretend I'm the doctor. I'll give you a shot in the arm." Carmen should stop and think. Dirty needles can carry germs that make you very sick. Needles in general will hurt you if we pick them up, right? They're sharp, okay? And it's especially dirty ones. They have germs all over them, right? Okay, you don't know what you're picking up. So what should Carmen do? What should she think about? She should walk away, tell an adult, and not touch the needle. Never touch a needle. If you find one, please tell an adult. Okay. Carmen and her friend JD were playing at JD's house. JD's older brother had left some chewing tobacco on the table. JD said, "Look at this chewing tobacco." "Carmen, it's smokeless, so it's okay. Let's try it." Carmen should stop and think. Smokeless tobacco products are harmful. They can make people sick, and it's against the law for children to use any tobacco products. What do you think Carmen should do? She should say no, right? Okay? Don't use chewing tobacco or dip or any other tobacco products. Smokeless tobacco has a drug called nicotine in it. Nicotine is the same drug in cigarettes. That's what makes it addictive. Okay? You have learned about making good decisions, and we helped Carmen along the way. Carmen, did you learn how to make good decisions? Oh, Carmen's sleeping. Let me go wake her up. Oh, I'm so sleepy. It's all right, Carmen. So, I hope you were listening because all that was supposed to help you, Carmen. Oh, Miss Sarah, I was. I just had my eyes closed. I was listening. Okay, I hope so, Carmen. All right, so did you learn how to make good choices? Yes, I did. Now that I know how to make a good decision, I can be a cool cat instead of a fool cat. When you make decisions, It's important to think about it later and ask yourself if you made a good or bad choice. If you think you've made a bad decision, what should you do? Carmen, you want to answer that? You should try again. Make a better choice next time. Right. Always try again. If you're not happy with the decision you make, that is okay. Learn from it. Okay? If you won't make the same mistake next time, you made a good decision, give yourself a pat on the back. Okay? We all make good decisions, so everybody should be patting themselves on the back. Let us all give ourselves a pat on the back. Okay? You too, Carmen. It's a little difficult for me. It's alright. We can just clap a little. Okay, there we go. So, now let's go ahead and talk more about what it means to be curious. Okay? Have you heard the story of Curious George? Curious George is about a monkey who is very curious. I love that story. That's awesome, Carmen. So, Curious George, he is curious and he gets himself in trouble. Okay, today we're going to be talking about Curious Carmen. Okay, over there, she had to take a little nap. All right, one day Carmen curled up to take a nap. So she was just settling down when her whiskers began to twitch. Carmen thought, I wonder what that strange smell could be. Carmen was very curious. Carmen went into the bedroom. It was a different color. There were newspapers on the floor. There was a big can on the papers. She sniffed the air. Her whiskers twitched. Her eyes burned. Her stomach felt sick. Her head hurt. She felt dizzy. There was a very strong smell. Carmen was curious. Stop and think. Raise your hand. Actually, we're not going to raise your hand because this is virtually. What do you think happened? Or what do you think was in the can, rather? Paint, right? Okay, that was what she was smelling. Paint and paint remover have chemicals in them. What do you think Carmen should do? She should leave the room, right? Or open the window. It's not good to breathe all that in. Okay, so why? Our bodies need to breathe fresh air, right? To keep our lungs healthy, not chemicals. When people paint in small rooms, they need to open a window so they can get air in to breathe. Carmen left the bedroom. The next day, she went into the kitchen. The cupboard underneath the sink was open. Carmen peeked into the cupboard and saw a bottle and a cleaning rag. She noticed that someone had forgotten to put the top on the bottle. She sniffed the air. Her whiskers twitched. Her eyes burned. Her stomach felt sick. Her head hurt, and she felt dizzy. There was a very strong smell. Carmen was curious. Let's stop and think. What do you think was in the bottle? Perhaps cleaning fluid, right? Or household cleaners? What do you think Carmen should do? Carmen should tell an adult about the open bottle, right? She should leave the room. So why? Many cleaning products are made of strong chemicals that are not safe to taste or smell. Some are very safe to touch without gloves. Aren't even safe to touch without gloves, okay? Carmen told an adult about the open bottle and the kitchen cupboard. The next day, Carmen went into the garbage. She saw the lawnmower and a big plastic jug without a lid. Carmen went to the jug and put her nose close and sniffed. Her whiskers twitched. Her eyes burned. Her stomach felt sick. Her head hurt. She felt dizzy. This was a very strong smell. Carmen was curious. She's going to stop and think. Okay? What do you think was in the plastic jug? Gasoline, maybe? Okay. What do you think Carmen should do? Leave the garage and tell someone about the open jug, right? Why? Because gasoline is not safe to smell. It can make a person sick. Carmen left the garage and told an adult about the open jug. As soon as she left the garage, Carmen began to feel better. What do you think we can learn from Carmen? Our bodies need air, right? Not chemicals to breathe. Strong chemicals can be very dangerous. They can make our eyes sting and our nose burn. They can give us a headache and stomach aches. They can make us dizzy. Smelling strong chemicals can hurt our hearts, our lungs, our brain too. Smelling and tasting some strong chemicals can even kill us. Have you ever heard that curiosity killed the cat? Carmen is a curious cat, but her curiosity did not hurt her, did not kill her. Why not? Because Carmen is also a careful cat. She stopped and think. She was careful to make decisions. She decided not to taste or smell any chemicals. How do you think Carmen found out what was in the can on the bedroom floor? She looked at the label, right? How do you think she found out what was in the bottle underneath the kitchen counter? She looked at the label. So when you're curious, check things out before it happens, okay? We want to stop and think and look at the labels. Look at what is this? And then if you have to leave the room because it's a dangerous chemical, we don't want to be breathing that in, then that's what you do. So before you're curious, stop and think. Or before your curiosity leads you into a dangerous situation, you got to stop and think. The plastic jug in the garage did not have a label. How do you think she found out what was in the plastic jug? She asked someone. Have you ever felt curious? I felt curious all the time. We all feel curious sometimes. Our curiosity helps us learn new things. But like Carmen, we need to be careful too. Okay? So now let's talk about our warning signals. Okay, so I already asked these questions, but I just want to see if you were listening, right? Because last week we talked about listening skills. So, what do you think was in the can in Carmen's situation? Paint, right? Okay, paint is a strong chemical that we do not want to breathe in. Okay, when we are in a small room, we want to make sure we have that window open, okay? And if it's too strong, we need to leave the room, right? Okay, so it's important when we're curious to stop and think. What do you think was in the bottle? Remember, we talked about cleaning supplies. This is another strong chemical that we should not be breathing in. So again, remember to stop and think when we're curious. What do you think was in the plastic jug? It didn't have a label in Carmen's story, but here it does. Gasoline, right? We do not want to be breathing gasoline in. Okay, so now let's talk about your warning signals and specifically what signals warned Carmen to stop and think. Well, because Carmen was careful, she did not harm her body. So she stopped and she thought and she made good decisions about smelling those chemicals. But her signals were her whiskers twitched, okay, her eyes burned, ouch, her stomach felt sick, her head hurt, she felt dizzy, okay, there was a very strong smell. I'm going to tell you about some situations that might happen to Carmen. Okay, you'll pretend that you're Carmen with these body signals. If I say Carmen's whiskers twitched, twitch your pretend whiskers like this, okay? If I say Carmen's eyes burned, rub your eyes like this. Okay, if I say Carmen's stomach felt sick, rub your tummy. Okay, if I say Carmen's head hurt, hold your head like this. Okay, so let's go ahead. Carmen opened the closet door. Someone had been painting the closet. Carmen's whiskers twitched. Her eyes burned. Her stomach felt sick. Her head hurt. She felt dizzy. There was a very strong smell. Okay, so what should we do in this situation? Let's stop and think, right? Well, we should remove ourselves, right? We should leave that room. okay? Open a window and leave the room, right? To get that smell out, to get fresh air in, right? All right. Carmen's family was going on a car trip. They stopped at a service station for gasoline. Carmen's whiskers twitched. Her eyes burned. Her stomach felt sick. Her head hurt. She felt dizzy. This was a very strong smell in the car. What should you do? Okay, Carmen should ask an adult to open the car window, right? Good job. Carmen went into the garage. Someone had been cleaning paintbrushes with paint remover and had forgotten to put the top back on the can. Carmen's whiskers twitched. Her eyes burned. I forgot to twitch. Her stomach felt sick. Her head hurt. She felt dizzy. There was a very strong smell in the garage. Carmen stopped and think. Okay, stop and think. What should she do? She should leave the garage and tell an adult, right? Good job, guys. Okay, you did an awesome job. Okay, you don't have whiskers like Carmen. So, what are the body signals that will help you out? Okay, if we smell a strong smell, if our eyes burn, if our head hurts, if our stomach feels sick, if we feel dizzy, those are warning signs for you guys, okay? So, be careful, okay? I want you to remember to open up a window, okay? Leave the room or tell an adult, okay? That is important. So, when you go home today, tell your parent or whoever you live with what you learned about Curious Carmen. Her curiosity did not harm her, okay, because she remembered to stop and think. Like Carmen, you are curious, but you are careful too, okay? So if you have any questions, go ahead and have a trusted adult email us at scazzaprevention@gmail.com, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Have a great day, guys.